This
Hi
is
guys!
Oscar here.
Masha there and Luna here as well.
Oh, yes. So we're here because we have prepared a two-part video guide for apartment hunting in Paris.
We will share with you a few tricks and tips, share as well our story with 6 different apartments we have between us in Paris,
and we will take you with us in our apartment hunting process and show you what we ended up with.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Before talking about the cases where you can fall into when you're arriving in Paris, we want to give you what you need to present to be able to rent something in Paris. First of all, it's your ID and visa if you need one. After that, it's a French bank account, which makes it a little bit harder to rent from outside of France.
Yeah.
And the third, which is more important, it's about money. It's proof of your means, what you have money to pay for apartment and which you will have them on the duration of the renting.
Yeah.
And the last one, which is kind of specific for France, it's a warrant.
Yeah, which is someone that's supposed to pay for you in case you cannot do that. And in France, that person has to have 5 times the income of the rent, and also it has to be an European resident.
Sometimes even French.
And sometimes even French. We know one case that someone couldn't get the apartment because of that. And now let's go to case number 1. Arriving to Paris as a foreign student. We both arrived to Paris in this situation. I came here in spring of 2016 to do an internship, and I didn't have any family to stay with or to ask them to be my guarantor. So I had few options available. First were a private renter, which is done through dedicated websites such as PAP, which is particulier. Basically, it's private renters. Then you have something like Craigslist, which is the Bon Coin in France. And you also had some private groups like Facebook.
Mexican in Paris?
Mexicans in Paris, they also propose some apartments from time to time. And I chose the second option, which was a private renter. The conditions that I had to do was I was asking to all of my contacts from school, in my class, everywhere, to see if they had some information to share with me. And turns out one of my friends from this class, she had a sister that was renting apartments, and she still had some free available to be rented. And it was such a lucky moment for me because it was super easy. They didn't ask me for almost any papers, which is so rare in France. And the rent was 700 euro. It's not cheap, but it was okay for the market.
It's marketplace.
Yeah. And so it was 16 square meter chambre de bon, which means it's on the last floor. So winter and summer, you get really cold and hot. But I don't complain because it was a luxury apartment for a chambre de bon. I had my own bathroom.
Ooh.
I know. And so to me, that was a very nice Parisian experience, and I'm very thankful for this person that just happened to be there. So if you're in this situation, I would recommend you do the same as to everyone you know. Let's see what happens.
Options are everywhere, just go and ask everyone. Maybe you will be lucky as we were.
Exactly. Hi again. So, I was 25, I think. And it's been 6 years, actually. So I was 24, and I used to live on the top of the building. I will always remember this because this is where I got my first date with Masha. And we want to walk somewhere to get some wine because she lives there. Almost there. Like 10 minutes away. She used to live there. And what I like about here is that it's enormous, it's nice,
And there is a Russian store there.
there you go. Cute. I used to have the bed and the kitchen and a toilet.
Now it's my story time. I arrived for the first time in Paris in 2015. I had a scholarship from the French government, and in reality I didn't have any problem to find a place to stay. Scholarship came together with the possibility to stay in the students' residency, which is called Cite Universitaire. It's kind of well known here. It's located in 14th district, as well. I didn't have to present any additional document, any proof of means. The only thing what I did is to pay a deposit of €500 upon arrival. It helped me a lot actually, because lots of newcomers had the problem, kind of infernal loop, when you need to present a proof of like the address when you stay to have a bank account, and you really need to have a bank account to rent something. Horrible. About the room, I had my 16 square meters with a private balcony, huge balcony, and a private bathroom, but I didn't have a kitchen in the room, but I had a kitchen in the same floor. Cite Universitaire is really cool because they have lots of sports facilities, even a swimming pool, as well as some canteen, and also the visa center to help the new students with all the visa questions, actually. If you have a chance ever to stay in Cite Universitaire, I highly recommend it, because it's lots of fun, lots of young people, everyone's coming from all of the part of the world, they're very open-minded, they're searching for friends. I really enjoyed the time when I stayed there. And actually it wasn't so expensive. I think right now you need to pay around €600 to stay there, and also you have opportunity to ask for the governmental help. For me it was around €100. In the end it's not so expensive at all.
€500 in Paris, that's cheap.
Now it's me who's gonna take you with me on my memory lane.
Yay!
We are in the Universitaire,
Yeah.
which is a huge area with different houses. Normally the house has the name of a country,
Yeah.
and
So
people from this country have half of the place there, which is not the case for Russia. There is no Russian house. There is a Mexican house. But let's go.
Yeah.
I'll show you around. Sometimes the houses has the name as well, someone who gave money to build it. As for example here. This is a house where I was living. It's the house of Cuba. It's a pretty small house. They don't even have their own reception, because all of the houses have their own reception place. But not this one, because it's so small. And make it very cozy. But there is less activities there. The second name of this place is also Abreu, Maison d'Abreu. That's what found it on the name of the Abreu. And here you can see my room. It's on the 3rd floor with the big balconies where the door is open in the corner. And it was very nice because I had only one neighbor, and the next on the other side it's a big common room with a piano and very, very fancy, and people were playing there on the piano and I can hear it from my room. It was very nice. I really like it. And also downstairs it's also like the emergency exit, because I can do the party there and no one will listen to him, really. And I think those are the best rooms because I had a balcony, and previously it was nicer view than this one, but anyway, it's like the small park area. Anyway, now they do some renovation. The cool thing about all Cite Universitaire is just, since I told you there is a lot of building which connected to some countries, but all of them have a different architecture, trying to represent the country sometimes not. And the huge building there, it's Maison de Provence de France. It's like the French house. It's actually okay, well, it's so big, and we have our reception there. If you had a problem, you need to go there to go back. Oh, there is someone in my room.
I guess. So it.
Aww, so cute. I maybe we'll drink a beer with you there.
Yeah.
And there was our first kiss.
Ah, es cierto. First kiss.
I think this is the prettiest houses. Like, it's not one, it's two buildings connected together. I think it's the prettiest in the Cite Universitaire. But also I know the girl who lived, and she said like the quality life-wise it's not great, but it's really pretty. You feel yourself like at home.
The next time when we were searching for an apartment in Paris, we already were a couple and we searched an apartment for the both of us.
Yeah.
But our situation didn't really change. I was still a student and
I was doing my internship. Still, the salary was a student one, so it didn't really count.
And we decided to just go easy way and ask the same lady if she had any options available at the moment.
With the, like the big eyes, you know, like the cat. And she was like, yeah, we have like 2 options, and do you like this? And I was like...
It was, first one was in the 17th district, and the second one in the 4th. They both were 17 square meters.
Exactly.
We opted for the one in the 4th district because it was in the center of Paris and was easy to move on the different locations. That's how we ended up in the heart of Marais.
Yeah, which is very good because I was doing my internship on the 9th district. And
I was studying between 13 and the 16, which is like the opposite direction.
Yeah, so it was a really a geographical decision. And it was, I think, a good apartment. We stayed there for 1 year and 9 months.
Yeah, it was on the very old building in the center of Paris, 4th floor.
Yeah.
No elevator, the floor like that.
Yeah, you can tell, like, the floor, you had the, you know, the wooden part. It wasn't straight, it was like this. So sometimes when you drop something, it would not just like drop, it would just be like rolling over.
The apartment, we had our own bathroom.
Yeah.
And also kitchen was in the same 17 square meters.
So luxury.
We were sleeping in the couch together.
It wasn't a couch, it was a...
Click-clack.
Yeah, which is like a couch that converts into a bed. So yeah, it was a couch, okay.
It was just a couch and we had just small windows with the view of the other place. But it was nice. We had something, it was easy to have with no paperwork.
Again, thank you.
And nice located.
Yeah.
Students' times.
Hey, at least we didn't have one of those apartments when you have the toilet next to the kitchen.
Yeah, we saw the elves, those, and the websites.
Yeah, that is horrible.
Just for your information, in Paris, legally you can call it as an apartment and rent it when it's 8 square meters.
8 square meters, and it has to have a certain height, I think.
Yeah, if not, minimum it's 9 square meters.
So if you get something offered below 8 square meters, that's illegal. You were.
Be careful.
What are we doing here?
So, you already showed your own like nice apartment. I already showed my apartment.
Nice, entre guillemets.
Yeah. And it's time to show you the one that we lived together in. I think it was 2018, no?
And where the apartment is?
It's like, you see that? That's Hotel de Ville.
Mm-hmm.
We used to live 2 streets away.
And we will take you with us?
Yeah, you'll come with us, and this is just the surrounding area. So going for a run here, it's a pretty good one. You can see the Bateau Mouche, or Bateau. It's super cute. Let's go.
Same reason?
Yeah.
The famous gay bar.
Yay! They were in the corner.
Yeah. Very popular actually.
Yeah. Huh?
And this is our body. We were with for 1 year and a half.
Yeah. We didn't have any view on the outside.
Yeah, we had the view on the inside. It was very dark.
Yeah.
Actually.
Very dark.
Yeah. But it's really nice in location, as you have seen. It's very central. This is the end for today's video, and we'll see you next time.
When it's going to be different conditions, not only as a student, but also with a working contract and
the different time of working contract. And we'll show you the apartment we will sell in our apartment hunting tour.
Yeah, with actual footage.
Take care.
Yes, bye. I said bye-bye.